What's going on, guys? What's cracking? Drinking Mick Ultra today and watching Tom's Turbo Garage, which I was just talking to Frankie about. I'm about to work on my Supra, but I better turn this off because I want to get demonetized. Because I don't think Tom cares, because he seems like an awesome guy. If you don't know what that channel is, it's another good channel, Tom's Turbo Garage. Follow it. But today is a good day, guys, because I got great information for you. So we got my wife's car here, guys. We've got this here. I just met with Travis Beaver, and like every time I look back, there's my car, there's her car. There's my car, there's her car. What a difference it is from an NA car that's very obviously rough shape compared to my car, which is obviously not perfect. It's 50 Shades of Gray, but it's a pretty clean car for the most part. But I just met with Travis Beaver of Beaver's Garage, who does auto body work. I should Beaver's Auto Body. And I got my quote. So I'm obviously not disclose prices because Travis takes good care of me, but the car's getting painted. And I don't think I can thank Travis enough, because one, he's just a good person, and his wife is taking care of me too. I'm getting a banner made for a local guy for his son, Hunter. He has his own little dirt track, so his wife took care of me this morning and getting a banner made because I wanted something up for Pure Function by his little dirt track because I think it's cool. But anyways, I digress. Got the quote today, so we gotta start tearing this thing apart. I'm gonna go ahead and start taking this off here, and we're gonna start ripping out the ABS, not APS. Too many of these today. Get all this ripped out, and I'm gonna pull everything out because we're gonna paint the engine bay, the exterior, under the hood, outside of the hood. We've got to do inside the car. I'm gonna show you what some of the stuff that we noticed today too. When speaking with Travis, he showed me a couple things that were problems that I didn't even notice were real bad. I was like, oh, okay, there's not a big problem. But he's like, no, take this piece off. I want to see this before we, get a real quote here. And he goes over pricing. So one of the things he asked me to do is, when I had the door open today, we know, and I even showed him too, is the rear quarter here has been replaced. Like, you could see where it's welded in. He went through it and he's like, not a problem. He's like, it doesn't look bad. I showed him the spot welds. If you look under here, there's some spot welds that weren't done perfectly, which won't matter because I'm going to cut most of this lip off. He's like, not a problem. We'll take care of it. He's like, I'll re-weld all this stuff under there. But when we opened the door, I was like, hey man, I had the plastic in here. Where's that? Right here. I had this plastic piece on, and you could see like a little bit of rust here and here. And I was like, just rust or whatever. He's like, no man, that's not a normal place for rust. I'm like, no, it's not a problem. He's like, no, that's not normal. He's like, take this plastic piece off. Once we took it off, we noticed it must have got hit harder than I thought. And look, this whole piece has been replaced at one time. He's like, look, to do this right, he's like, I want to grind all that down, make it fresh, see how well he did it. If not, he's like, I'm going to cut it out and redo it all. He's like, if I'm going to paint your car and we're doing it for you, we're going to do it right. That's why I like Travis. He's like, I'm going to do it once and do it right. He's like, yeah. He's like, I can't put or stamp my name on something that's going to be half-assed. So this is why I like Travis. This is why I'm glad I'm using him, because he does things right the first time, so I don't have to dick with it. Some more plastic pieces I'm going to buy. Like, there's clips in here that are missing from this, but I'm going to probably replace these and then sell the old ones here. Just so this is down here is nice and fresh and black. I'll probably replace all the bottom pieces too, so I'll have all that for sale shortly. Give me some time to take it all off. I bought all new seals here. Yeah, so that's some of the stuff we ran into today, which I never would have thought about or known about, but now you guys know. And hey, that's part of the game. These are old cars. You get old car problems. We got to start treating these like the old 69 and 50s cars. If you got to think about it, when my dad bought his Camaro back in the 90s, his 1969 Camaro was 30 years old. This car is now almost 30 years old. So we run into the same kind of problems. You multiple owners. Now, lucky for me, this is a one-owner car, but you're talking about a car that's been owned by one person for a long time. You don't know what happened or what's going on, Carfax wasn't really a thing till the early 2000s. Like, I know it's been around the 90s, but guys didn't really report shit till the 2000s. Even then, it was still sketchy. So it's kind of the shit you run into, but I'm okay. We're going to strip all this down fresh. I got to replace this plastic too. See here, it looks like someone chewed on this. So if anyone can link me a part number for this, because I don't even know what you would call this, the cover that goes over this, I'm not able to find it. So if you know this or even replace this too, let me know. If you have it, I would deeply appreciate it. All right, so I started removing some of the plastics here, guys. And what those plastics are to, some of it is to this here, which held this on. Which you're like, why would you do that? Well, again, I got to remove all this. Everything in this engine bay has got to come out for paint. I'm also starting to remove this shield, which that obviously covered all that up. I'm making sure to take this off nice. You can see here I'm not damaging anything, because I know a couple people want to buy this. So I'm going to take it off in a good fashion so you guys can use it. Now, all these clips you guys are going to have to buy. There's no good way to get them off. They're not really designed to be taken off. So if you want this, let me know. I'm not sure how much I want for you. I know they're not cheap. Well, you can't buy them anymore, and if you want one, it's about as good as it gets, because since it wasn't turbo, it doesn't have any of the issues that all the heat from the turbo models. Look how clean it is. which is, I thought about putting it back on, but I'm painting the whole underside of the hood of this, so screw that. I also took the clips off over here. I'm not quite done yet. Then after I get this off, I'm going to start taking the rest out. I might take it for one last drive or have the wife drive it. She's actually inside. She's supposed to be helping me, but she's not feeling well still, unfortunately. Next up, we gotta take off the windshield wipers because, well, they're not gonna be needed after paint anyways, but they gotta come off because I gotta remove this panel. And they got these stupid little plastic clips on them, which can be a pain in the butt to come off. And I got that. I just washed this car not that long ago, not that it matters. But yeah, that just pops off. I've got my pail out here because you can see I've removed some stuff here. So we've got the igniter off here that went, was it igniter or what's that, whatever the heck's called. I think the igniter's over there actually. And yeah, that stuff's off. I got the intake off, batteries out, took the horns out of the car, a few odds and ends, disconnected the alternator and stuff, but there's not much left to do. I gotta actually put it up in the air now because I need to get coolant out of it first and foremost. And no matter what, when it comes to coolant for these things, you're gonna make a mess. So just be prepared. There's gonna be coolant everywhere. It's just part of the game. That's just how it works. I'm gonna try and record it. Maybe I'll finish that up tomorrow, but I'd like to at least jack it up tonight. So hashtag Jackson King is going back up. All right, guys, so draining everything out and got that off. And it's slowly draining right now. You can see they had the wrong color coolant. They had GM coolant in this. Why, I have no idea what they did, so we'll drain all that out. I'm gonna replace the radiator, and this motor and stuff won't matter. The only thing I'm worried about is the heater core, because those things get gunked up and that's how they go bad. My buddy Mike Bulk is actually having problems. His heat doesn't work in his Supra, and he's freaking out, so I told him what he's gotta do, but he's a typical little wussy. Won't do it by himself. We're gonna have to call him. BB, myself, Tony, we'll have to hold his little baby hand and take care of him, as usual. But next up, we'll take the radiator out, get the shroud out, and I'll show you all that. All right, so it's daylight again here, guys. Sorry, I'm trying to record as much as I can, but it's hard when I'm doing this all by myself. I do appreciate Sean. Those guys helped me last night when we got this out. Taking the exhaust off right now, which is ironic because I just put that new one on, but the mid-pipe I never took off, and you can see I still have the factory mid-pipe there. Those bolts are already loose, and I already broke these two off there. You can see the clamp I had there to hold the bolt that goes to the back of it. And it's just kind of hanging there. I got to get a, oh crap, I got to get a jack under it, hold it up, take those bolts off, take the mid-pipe off, and then I got to start looking into the automatic transmission stuff to take it out of gear. I'm not sure how that all works, so got to pop it out of gear and do all that fun stuff. And then, yeah, I mean, this shouldn't be too bad. I got to drain out the oil yet, and I have to drain out the trans fluid, which, if you can see here, has been leaking. See those little shiny dots? It's been leaking like crazy. I'm always taking shit off, so. All right, let's get it. Let's get to it. Oh yeah, and obviously the hood's off now. Gentleman came this morning there and helped me with that, who bought some MR2 parts. So that was pretty awesome. So yeah, I just changed the oil in this. I don't even think I have 100 miles on this oil that's in it, and I'm already about to drain it. I didn't plan on doing it this fast. This just shows you how sporadic my life is and how like inconsistent things are for me. I'm just like, oh yeah, this is now, come on. Now, god damn it. That's the kind of shit that pisses me off. Just, oh, there goes, bang my camera against it. That's good for it, Ryan. Go ahead and bang that against the camera. All right, and this is making me realize how much a lift would be nice, because I'm getting down and up, down and up. Ryan of 25, 24 years old, and Ryan of 31 years old are definitely two different people, I can tell you that much right now. And this would be so much easier to record. So much easier. All right, that's nice and loose. So oil dripping out or draining out right now, and I got it all over my gloves, so I'm gonna go up top here and clean this off. And I went ahead to decide before I destroyed those headlights, I went ahead and took those out, which will also be for sale because I've got new 97, 98 headlights. But why I took that off, check this out. So I pulled that off, and there was a key in here, and I don't know if I guess it's the car key. So someone must have shoved this up under the headlight. You can see where it was sitting there. Put this up under the headlight as like a hidden little gem. I guess this is to get into the car. I have to try the ignition, but what does it say? Yeah, it looks like, I guess it's a key to the car. That's so weird, because if you've ever been in a Supra headlight, there's plastic underneath here. So you can't get it from behind. You couldn't get it from underneath. You can't get your arm through here to get to it. I don't know the purpose of that, because I don't know how they would have gotten to it. I mean, maybe through here. Yeah, I mean, that would be I don't know what the idea behind that was, but that's kind of ironic. Here's the headlights, guys. Now I'm going to clean these up even more. They are a little foggy on the outside. I want to make sure I clean them up first before I post it, so I make sure they're fine. Whatever defects there are, all the tabs are good, nothing's broken on them, but like it does have like a haze to it. And I want to make sure if that haze comes off or it doesn't come off, if it's on the inside or the outside, before I post them up for sale, because I don't want to sell you guys something and be like, oh yeah, they're just gonna need cleaned up. Well, that would be, you know, I don't want to lie to you. So let me clean them up first, and then I'll list them up for sale. And I've got all this other stuff here. So mid pipe with a cat. If no one buys that for like over $100, then I'm just going to cut it off and take it, because a cat alone is worth $100. So if someone needs a catalytic converter in a factory setup, if you're in a state that has emissions, let me know. I can ship it, but you're gonna have to pay for shipping. And just so you know, catalytic converters aren't light. I've got the factory MAF set up with the AEM filter and the intake and stuff. I've got some factory horns here, the igniters. This is sold. I need to take this out of the way. This I already sold. Put that up there. The undercover, that is for sale or whatever. I'd like to get $200 for it with the strips and stuff. As you can see, it's not messed up. I've got the factory power steering that goes in the front. I'm not using that anymore. Got the igniter there. I think this is the igniter. I'm sorry, that's for the actual coil pack stuff, or for the rotor and cap. Just some other miscellaneous stuff here. The hood prop, if anyone's looking for one of those, and a used belt. Just kidding. So yeah, let me know if you're interested in any of that. Alright guys, I guess that's going to be it for this one. Just want to get that last little bit there. Now what we're going to be doing in the next video, because we're probably going to keep working on this for a good bit, and then we'll have to go back to my Supra eventually. What we're going to be doing next is getting the wiring harness out, showing how that has to come up out through, and then I guess start working on the last bit of wiring, loosening up some bolts, and then yanking the motor out. Now the biggest problem is this. I've got Tony's car here, so that kind of makes it hard. Actually makes it really hard because I don't have the space, and that car's here still for another month yet. So it ties up some space. Once it goes for tuning, it'll head home, and then I'll get all this space back so I can use this to put a lift and put all the stuff over, not lift, but put all this stuff over there so it's out of the way too. I like my working space. It's kind of, that's the reason why I like my big garage. So once we do that, so yeah, I'm actually gonna have to move his car and move this car out of here to at least get the motor out, and then set it off to the side for now. Just kind of play musical cars until then. All right guys, again, thank you very much. Stay tuned for the next one, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.